You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Reign After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Reign After Show.
Gotta rock out a little bit before we start. My intention, Kenna. She did.
Well, she did kiss the girl tonight. Thanks, Katie.
No, let's wait for it. Just let it play. Let it play. All right. You guys, while this plays and gets up to the great chorus, we are doing your favorite after show for Reign. This is episode 15, The Darkness.
Yes.
I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. Did they have cherry chapstick back then?
They probably had beeswax.
Yeah, something.
Her lips taste like honey.
Yeah. Well, things got a little down and dirty this episode, but before we break it down, who am I? My name is Keetin Marchi. That's who I am. But who are my lovely ladies over here? Please introduce yourselves. Back again.
We're so polite.
I know. We have to figure it out.
Okay.
You can go first.
Okay, me. Hey guys, I am Meagan Medick.
Yes, thanks, Meagan.
Yeah.
I'm Fahnia Thomas.
And you guys, we had to put Phil in the booth because this is why. People are now starting to say that Phil looks like Bash, and Phil's head is getting so freaking big that we just had to contain him in the booth this time. So until he comes back down to earth, then we're gonna keep him in the booth.
It's literally for his own good.
It is for his own good.
I am on a reality show though too.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There
Did you guys hear that? That's something Bash would say.
Well,
right?
do you want to just talk about it really quick before we even jump in? You guys can catch Phil on Maria Menounos' new reality TV show on Oxygen, Chasing Maria Menounos. So you guys, let's check out this quick trailer.
So you can chase her and watch her.
It's so good. I
like it.
It's hysterical.
I love it.
Tuesdays on Oxygen.
I'm Maria Menounos, and my life can get a little crazy. I host Extra. I'm an actor, producer, dancer, wrestler, and a lot of other things. I live with Kevin, my boyfriend of 15 years. Do you really love me?
I would say that I'm in serious like.
And my parents. Yep, I just said I live with my parents.
You drive me crazy.
You drive me crazy. My parents want us to get married.
You both love each other. Get married.
Kevin and I don't. I am gonna get married when I want to get married. I think I want kids. Kevin definitely doesn't want them now.
This is being pushed on to us.
And of course, my parents wanted them yesterday.
This year, you gotta have it.
And I have a house full of people counting on me financially. If I take my eye off the ball, everything can fall apart.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or wants us to do. It's what we want to do.
Everyone thinks that they know what's best for me, but I'm really the only one. I have got to figure things out.
Chasing Maria Menounos is so new. Every Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, starting March 18, only on Oxygen.
So check that out because you can see Phil in action.
And he looks like Bash. Not behind this table.
Phil, I heard that you're in a bathing suit on 1 or 2 episodes. So, ladies, check it out.
He's not denying it.
Right? He's acting all bashful.
Turning a huge shade of red in the booth if only you could see him.
All right, well, let's leave him alone, guys.
Let's leave him alone. Let's talk about the crazy King Henry, who went a little... kind of sharp. I don't know, last week we talked about how, he kind of, his eye is kind of all blacked out and he looked like the shark in Finding Nemo when it smelled blood.
Bruce.
I think the king is turning into
Brucey.
Wait, what'd you say?
That's what he says. That's what the shark says. He was like, Brucey. So I don't want to Phil to okay, the crazy king, I don't want Phil to play that thing again.
It's coming. I'm scared.
It's on its way. But I feel like the king is turning into the darkness that we keep hearing about. I think he's the darkness.
I will ask. Do you know what I think?
Oh, that's the worst prediction I've ever heard.
I think the king the king has syphilis. Syphilis was an STD that made you literally go crazy. It first attacked your kidneys, and then it started shutting different things down, but then it would hit your neurological system, and people would just have hallucinations and just start acting really freaking crazy. So I think King Henry is in the later stages of syphilis, and I think he will, because then it eventually kills you, I think he will die by the end of this season from this disease, thus making Francis king.
That's a very good prediction, actually.
Yeah.
I'll give you props for that.
I had no idea that we were in predictions.
I'm sorry.
I like his come to Jesus moment. I prefer his take on the world of like, who is the king, and everyone's gonna find out. That was just, and the fact that we end on that was amazing, because he has this fetish for killing in the worst of ways, and he just hates women. This evil bee from England, and then Catherine, Mary, and Kenna, and all these women. You know what? He's done with it, and I think it's amazing.
And you think his killing the women is amazing?
No, well, him like walking away in his last lines about that's a lesson that they learned. Like others will learn it too. I looked at Phil and I was like, "Is it over? Is it over? That's it?" Like literally jaw dropped. And now once he gave that explanation, it was just kind of like, well, duh. Like we should have seen this coming. Women have been walking all over him for too long, and he is the king. And we saw from day one, King Henry is a strong leader. He got toyed with a little bit with some ladies, and he's ready to lay down the hammer. This is a hammer.
He's like, it's like the Force right there.
All right, Keetin, you said that Kenna was absolutely the most powerful woman of all of them.
Yeah,
you want to take that back now? Because she was in no power whatsoever.
Well, yeah, maybe a
try
little bit.
Try and defend it.
But she went straight. She was smart. She went straight to Queen Catherine, and now Queen Catherine's protecting her. So,
but that's because that therefore proves Phil's point that she has no power. Therefore, she has to seek aid.
You guys, this is just because the king is literally sick. He is
okay.
sick.
Going back to that, when you said that he had syphilis, so there was a part where he said that his water is black. What the fuck is what?
There's kids.
Everyone move on. Everyone you guys, we just have to keep moving on like it didn't even happen.
Yeah.
I think that
he's not drinking his water, and when they're bringing it to his room, so it's literally just like turning black or.
I think that goes towards the syphilis.
No, sorry.
He's not drinking the water, so it's turning.
Yeah,
like it's
I know.
molding.
The second it came out of my mouth, I was like,
I think it's more towards what you were saying about the syphilis, because I don't know what that means, and hopefully some of you fans out there can help us out. His water's turning black. Is that his urine, or is that a sign of his syphilis? What does that mean?
Well, I don't know if you have like black. I don't know. People, if you want to look up syphilis and give us some more information, or if you know what the black water meant, comment to us. And when you comment to us, rate us. Go on iTunes, download our podcast. It's free. You can also go on YouTube and watch our beautiful faces. So please do that. And we love when you guys comment. You guys have been so good about keeping the discussion going and giving us really great like constructive criticism, which we appreciate.
Absolutely, we need it.
Yeah, and we love the fire and the passion with people. We love it. We love when little kind of spats happen, but let's keep it all nice, you guys.
I don't like any kind of spats at all.
No, not spats. I'm saying like arguments about predictions.
Yeah,
conversation.
Okay,
conversation.
Yeah, please, everyone, please be nice to everyone at all times.
Yeah.
Yes, and we'll try to get
French court.
Yeah.
All right, I promise this. If you guys are on YouTube are nice to the ladies, I will hand out a candle to every nice person on YouTube.
Oh my God, I can't. Are you serious? You don't have to be nice to us. Just be real with us.
That's why he's in the booth, guys. Don't fall for his tricks. Tricking you.
Getting really confident. Well, Crazy King.
Yes.
And what I enjoyed about seeing kind of this storyline throughout this episode is to see Queen Catherine's reaction to it. She genuinely cares about King Henry. You could see that concern, like she's genuinely concerned for him. She doesn't really care about these women she's killing. She doesn't even really care about Kenna. Her main concern is King Henry and his well-being, which obviously shows that there is that, we've seen it before, that deep love that is still there for both of them.
But it's also an extreme concern, I think, not King Henry, but what he's doing, because she said to Kenna, Kenna goes, "You're not going to tell anyone?" And she goes, "The king already knows. Who else are we going to tell?" It's kind of like a helpless, concerned line that she's walking. You know?
It behooves her to be concerned because what will happen to her if the king is gone, if something happens to him? She loses her lifestyle somewhat as well.
No. That's Francis's mother, and they've made amends because she's made amends with Mary. Francis will become king.
Right now, they're at amends.
Yeah, but when Catherine's comfortable...
Here's what concerns me is that, again, he hates all of these women. Mary has no idea of this. And technically neither does Francis, right? As you guys said, the king's the only one who knows. And that's a big concern to Mary. Because he is so angry with her. He outed her of like, hey, I'm tired of all these women. That includes her. And he's going to get England, he's going to do something bad with her as well.
But I seriously, I don't think this is... King Henry is not in his right mind.
No,
I truly...
Clearly.
No, but I truly
totally,
think he's
we all
sick,
agree.
and I think he's going to die before he can really act on anything like against serious, like, major characters.
Right.
I can't imagine. I feel like you might think that that's going to happen, but I think this disease or affliction is going to kill him.
Right. Speaking of what Phil was talking about in the children, there's a little bit of lusty, steamy, lady-on-lady action that caught me off guard, that I wasn't prepared for. And I know that I've said that I liked, the passionate stuff, but I wasn't ready for that at all.
Phil and I watched together, and we were both like, this is happening. This is really, really happening. But the thing that like kind of disturbed me was King Henry was like, isn't she beautiful? I paid so much money for her. He bought someone to kill them. Like he bought that girl so he could kill her.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to kill Kenna yet.
There's a darkness growing inside of him. I'm telling you, if the next person he says the lust in your eyes is going to be hard to extinguish, watch out. That's the kiss of death. Like that means
like stop using that line. Like we heard it.
You're over it.
Yeah, like you can't use the same line over and over.
That's letting you know he's about to eat his prey.
But I wonder if
kill his prey.
I'm scared. I
feel like Kenna she's now, because she's kind of hiding from the king now, I feel like he's not holding up his end of the bargain, because she was ready because remember their bargain that they made?
Yeah.
She would get a new suitor every week. Obviously that's not happening right now because of where the king's head is. So Kenna could technically kind of be like, no, I don't really want to do anything with you.
I've also feel like I love Kenna. I think that she's gorgeous and a fun character, but I feel like I lost a lot of respect for her. She did something in this episode that she didn't want to do, and I understand that she felt like she didn't have a choice, so to speak, but at the same time she could have walked out and been like, deals off. But what morals does she have left? I think that she's just taken this whole sexuality thing.
I think she left her morals at court a long
but this is
time
like
ago.
sleeping with the king is different than like letting the king treat her like a possession and make her have threesomes.
Well, she kind of offered that in the deal. Like, you have my body, and if you provide me with the husband.
Yeah, she offered it to him. Yeah. I just don't think she ever thought he would go this far.
Yeah, but you could see, like, she didn't want to do it.
No, she definitely didn't want to do it, but that's the deal that she made with the dark devil.
Basically.
Henry.
Well, he's not the darkness.
There's a darkness brewing up inside of him.
But it's not.
Okay.
I don't know what.
His sexual appetite is
Let's
scary.
move on.
It's fatal, actually.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about Rowan.
We get to see Bash again, and he's looking hot and sexy and dirty. I love him when he's in the woods.
I've said it a million times. This is the Bash that I like. The Maryless Bash. In the woods.
Yeah.
Save my life.
I don't like him with Rowan and this family. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't know. They just don't have the chemistry that I want him, because he's so sexy, and him and Mary had such lustful chemistry.
Okay, let's leave that storyline. Bash needs his own lady.
I know he does, but I don't want it to be Rowan, and I want it to be some kind of lady at court that also likes to ride horses and go brr.
Well, but Bash also has that free spirit, and he is an independent guy. He has a free spirit. He can take care of himself out on his own, and he doesn't need court, so to speak. And so we see him with Rowan again, who is similar in many, many ways to him. But she does. She's close with her family.
She's a hunter.
She's a hunter.
Pagan.
They're pagans. So we see that they're pagan because they walk out of the house and there is a big bloody X on the door. And is it just me, or did they react so calmly that they were chosen?
We've already been told that they were pagans, that they are a different type of pagan than the ones that have been attacking people in the woods. And I think that that's just something that they, I mean, especially after seeing what's her name show up? I'm so sorry. Olivia show up. They kind of knew the darkness. Like she kind of brought them the warning of like the darkness is out there. So I feel like with their beliefs and with their religion, this is something that they have been anticipating, expecting, because they know he's out and about and he's looking for somebody. And obviously she led that him to them, or so they think.
Oh, okay.
And so I understood the lack of reaction. I mean, they were obviously still scared, but they were kind of just we can't really do anything. And Bash is like, are you kidding me? Why don't you fight for yourself?
Death is pretty serious. And if someone was put a mark on my door that literally the mark says, you're dead, I would be thinking it was coming or not. I would have lost it.
Well, and Rowan explained it as, if it's not their family, then it's going to be the next family that they care about. And it's just pretty much a matter of time and what they, I don't know, religion or cult or what have you, that they signed up for.
But see, even that made me like Rowan, because she was like, I would rather sacrifice myself than, we've been marked, let's man up and we'll take it. Other than if we skip out and run out of town, then some other family's going to get it. That's honorable.
Their number's going to be called. That is honorable and noble. That's why she should be with Bash.
High five.
I don't know if I like that so much.
Coming from the girl who thinks Kenna's... never mind. Love you, sorry.
I thought it was interesting that, I don't know if you guys know the story of the Passover, but in Passover they marked the blood, right? Not everybody knows that, okay?
Well, we know Passover.
The blood keeps people away, means things are not the angel of death away, or brings the darkness to you. So I thought it was
today's the first day of spring and Easter's around the corner, so there's all that.
So much reference. I don't know, that's just what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, it's Passover, they're going to be safe. Oh, crap.
You know what it reminded me of? And this is going to be another reference to something else. Sorry, some of you guys that don't like this. Do you remember M. Night Shyamalan's movie, The Town or The Country or whatever?
And The Village.
The Village. And the monster had a claw and came in the night, there was blood involved as well.
Don't spoil this movie, because M. Night Shyamalan's, they have always have surprise endings. I know.
Well, this movie came out years ago and it was actually really not that great, because at the ending was such a letdown. But that's what it reminded me of, a ripoff, because he had a Freddy Krueger claw and was he
did. Yeah, let's talk about what the darkness looks like. And so Bash kind of goes through all these different precautions of trying to protect their home. And they're kind of I still really don't know. He's doing the whole thing by himself, and they're all kind of just we're okay. And then they get him inside, and he's kind of finishing up and being these are the final precautions, put furniture against the door. And they're like, oh yeah, no, cool. Hey, do you want some tea? Knocks Bash out. They give him this drunk tea, which makes me really hate Rowan, because they basically are going to try to sacrifice Bash instead of somebody in their family, which
I get. They weren't going to sacrifice him.
Yes, they freaking tied him up and laid him in the middle of the floor.
The blood cult. That's what they signed up for the blood cult. So
no, but they're not part of the blood cult pagans. They're a different group of pagans. They're not. That's why they're not the ones that are killing people.
Oh, okay. But yes, they were. It did look to me that they were offering up the goat and Bash.
Yeah,
that is messed up.
I mean, he was hogtied in the middle of the floor.
I'm gonna give you some Bash with a side of goat, baby goat, which is
here's
really
the thing:
cute.
if nothing else, because he, again, I don't know exactly 100% what they believe, but you could look at it from the standpoint of he mocked this, creature, whatever it is, and so hey, he's the one mocking you. He's the one who did this, so take him. You know what I mean? He's going to be taken either way we look at it. Might as well, make the sacrifice, endear ourselves.
I don't know. I mean...
Well, I want to go back to something.
This is what pisses me off, is the poor guy was going to leave, and then he decided to stay. And then Rowan's like, oh, really? You have to leave so soon? And Bash is like, yeah, I got to go. Sorry, peace out. And then blood on the door. He's like, oh, I'll stay and protect you. And then they're like, no, we're just going to tie you up and sacrifice you. Bye, Bash.
Well, stay, but don't disregard our beliefs.
He wasn't disregarding them.
Honestly, I could be so wrong, but when they tied him up, I felt like they were doing that so he wouldn't interfere.
No.
Oh.
Well, that's they're doing that, and they tied him up and they laid him. If they didn't want him to interfere, they would have put him in the closet, not laid him out right in front of the door for when the darkness walks in.
Okay, I'll just continue to see the best in people over here. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're just so blinded by your Mary Frances thing that you want just Bash to get like kind of partnered up with somebody so they don't risk Bash coming in and
that could be your words, not mine, but maybe. Maybe. Okay, I want to go back though.
Let's go back.
I learned more about the darkness from Olivia's exchange with Nostradamus,
let's
which
talk about that.
There might have been a little bit of chemistry there. She seems to be latching on to him quick, but she talks about the darkness and about the night that she was in the tunnels and escaped, which was so interesting to me because, again, I was so wrong. I thought that she just was dead. But she escaped and they took her and she
ran away.
She ran.
She ran away. Like, this is why I don't forgive Olivia, because she says herself, oh, I needed to help them in their worst time of need, and she pieces out. So I'm like, you know what? You got what you deserve.
But didn't she say she saw something and then she ran, or did she run and then see something?
She left them, and then she saw Clarissa, Cece, and
got really
freaked
scared,
out, and then she got lost in the tunnels.
By the way, I think Olivia's the new Clarissa. Like, she's like the new hot mess that's being cared for by Nostradamus and she wants to stay in hiding.
But I think knowing what Nostradamus knows about Clarissa, I think he will do everything in his power to prevent that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You know, and he had a creepy speech, like his voice.
You loved it.
I loved it in a joking way. The speech, the words themselves were beautiful, but him reciting them, maybe not so much. But I love the idea that, you know, evil is a choice, and you know, you have your own choice. What choice are you going to make, etc. So I found that great.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a really cool speech. But what I did notice is that Olivia never said what her choice was, and I honestly think she's choosing evil.
She might. I mean, it seemed like she said that he fed on her every single night, and she, you know, like had like a little bit of water to get her through, and she seemed pretty convinced that like she's been chosen for the dark. I don't know. She might come back. I mean, she was baptized, so maybe she's...
Was that what that was?
I know the baptism, I think.
Okay.
I want to see her and Nostradamus get together. I think that's her, like, really the only person she could really be with.
That was my prediction.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't care.
Mine too.
Nostradamus and Olivia.
So
I mean,
sorry.
that's, you know,
I don't think that
I'm still gonna say
Nostradamus is allowed to get married, though, because I don't know if he, like, his religion or his
I didn't say marry. I said date.
I don't think that he's going to like her back. I think that she is so lost that she's looking at him like a savior, like a dependent. Like she needs him, like, you know, she depends on him to make her feel better. He's nursed her back to health. And I think he's looking at her like another patient. Like he feels bad for her maybe more than others. And he really genuinely wants to help her. But I think she's seeing him as like this like savior, crazy daddy complex. Like, I need you. And
right.
I think
I could see the weird daddy complex.
It's like the nurse complex. When the nurse that nurses you back to health, you have an affection for them. And kind of like what Phil said,
And I don't think he's going to feel that back. I mean, maybe, but
I don't know. I think he definitely takes responsibility for her. Like, I can't remember, like, when she was first there, like, some people just wanted to get rid of her, and he was like, no, she needs to stay here, and she needs to be strapped down, and he dealt with her. Like, she killed somebody, and he was like, we need to, like,
but it's also part of his redemption. I mean, Clarissa's still out there.
Yeah.
You know, and that they keep kind of teasing it in the look what happened last week, but we never really see, you know, anything develop from it, at least just yet. Right. I mean, the only development was the fact that we got the flashback of how Olivia got to this place was because of Clarissa. But I think they're gonna meet, and ultimately, perhaps the choice is gonna come down to then when they meet again. Don't touch your mic.
Sorry.
You know, when Clarissa and Olivia meet, of like, okay, now who's gonna be evil and who's not gonna be evil? Because Clarissa, you know, where she started off good, she's gonna be evil, and where Olivia perhaps started off evil, now she's gonna be good. I don't know. We had a little switch.
Interesting juxtaposition there, Phil.
I don't know. I'll be interested. I mean, for once, I'm like, I'm okay with Olivia being alive now because like the storyline is very interesting to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I also enjoy that she doesn't want to go back into court I don't think that she needs to go there. So her admitting that is like a, woo, girl, good. Don't get in there. You are courtless in my eyes.
Oh, she's a whore.
Well, yep.
Well, you know. And I wonder what Mary's going to think as soon as she shows back up. That's going to be an interesting kind of... Because, you know, Frances is going to have the, oh my God, are you okay complex.
I don't think so.
Frances got a lot going on right now.
Frances He's got too many ladies. He can't even juggle.
Does. Yeah, but I don't, yeah.
Well, let's get into the Mary, Frances, Lola love triangle. And Mary is really trying to make it a square by just kind of passing Lola off to whoever she can right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Mary finally questioned, you know, and was talking with Lola about, well, what happens if you do have the son, and the whole, you know, Catherine and Diane triangle, that could be a possibility. And for Lola to be so upset and saying, and she actually said, I'll be living a lie for the rest of my life, but that's what she's asking Mary to do, and keeping the fact that she's pregnant. So I kind of was like, wait a minute, this is such a double standard. I'm confused.
I agree with you completely. It is a double standard and it's not okay. And I don't support what Lola did in any way. But at the same time, Mary does get to be in love and does get to have a husband and does get to live out a life. And Lola, I think the point that she was trying to make was, please allow me, do this for me so you can allow me the opportunity to find a love of my own. I want a love of my own.
Well, and it's like she has a time limit on it. So it's like, you know, if it's not meant to be and she doesn't find somebody in time, then obviously, we all know it's going to come out at some point soon enough. This is Reign. This is the drama-filled CW, and this is why we love the show. But I think Lola's being stupid. I think Mary right now is like being very sweet and being like, why don't we tell Frances, we can care for this child, we can protect you, we'll keep you here, we can work on our friendship and bring it back to what it was. And I was like,
I think Mary's stupid for saying that.
Me too. Wow, God, she's being so nice to her, and I got a little nervous because the French Duke, who Mary was like, oh, it might take some time for you to like him. I didn't think that he was bad looking. If I
thought he was cute.
Yeah, right. If like I was in that situation and I had to get married ASAP, and my friend was like, "This is what you got to handle," I'd be like, well,
but he's on the down low.
But yeah, then you realize he's hanging out at the Abbey on Friday nights.
Yeah, God, I love that place.
The Abbey, for you guys who don't know, is this really famous gay bar in West Hollywood, and it's
in Boys Town.
Yes, Boys Town. It's fabulous.
It's so fun.
It's fabulous.
Oh God.
Anyway, so Lord, what was his name? Lord.
He was Count
Nardine.
Yeah.
Philip Nardine.
Oh, so another Philip number 2.
It did bug me that Frances. It's nice that he's concerned about Lola, but it bugged me that he like went to her chambers.
I was like, mind your business at first.
Yeah, like. Frances, hey. Yeah. You can't just be going into other ladies' chambers.
Especially ones that you've slept with.
Yeah.
I was bothered at first, too.
Yeah, that bugged me. And then I was like, oh, it's kind of cute that he goes. And I was like, oh, it's not cute. Because if he does care even a little bit about her, imagine what could happen if he found out that she was pregnant. I think that those feelings would like blossom into something way bigger.
She would become the favorite. It would be just like what happened
and that's
with
what
Catherine.
Mary mentioned.
Yeah. And so, but Mary didn't think about that. Like when she had that initial kind of talk with Lola, when she was like, I want our friendship, I want to build this back up, she did not know that Frances still had affections. And Mary knows Frances well enough to know that, okay, if you're visiting Lola in her room and chatting with her alone, you obviously still got feelings.
And that's why at first I was like, mind your business, Frances. But then when he told her the truth, I was like, yes, you're being honest. This is what you asked her to do.
And
I like that he did that.
He loves her so much. Not Lola. What? He loves Mary.
Oh.
That confession, it just like, oh my God, it warmed my heart.
He's trying.
And then when
He's doing the right thing.
Had all the candles in the room, and Mary was like, that was weird because Mary was like, it's just not going to happen tonight. And I was like, is she like on her period or something? Like, what? What's going on?
I think
she just feels the guilt of everything going on.
No, because she made reference to like my mom told me sometimes in a woman's life.
I understand that. I understand that aspect of it.
Sometimes and it's gonna work, not sometimes. True story.
He'll never get
it. Could still potentially
okay, he
work.
still went down on her. So let's be real.
I thought there were children watching. Wow.
I didn't say the word. I didn't say the F word. Okay? And more importantly,
God, the show's sexy.
This is some S&M tonight, y'all.
Hey, we took the CW took it to that level. Okay,
they're making us.
I didn't go there.
They made us do it.
However, I think she feels more of a guilt because of not telling Francis the truth. Of she's not in the mood in that respect. I think it's two things. Why are you laughing? I know, laugh away.
No, it was sweet though because he was like, I don't make love to you because I want a child. I want a child because I love you.
I love it. I love it. Hashtag Team Francis tonight, guys, because he was just so sweet.
They were both the boys. Both the boys were awesome.
I'm on both their teams tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Bash because he was just looking uber sexy in the dirt.
Well, because he always wants to say he's a hero. Like,
he's like Hercules.
He's my firefighter.
Hercules.
Other boys that we love. Drum roll. Kitchen boy.
Lythe.
Back.
Is it Leith or Lythe?
Lythe. It's Lythe.
Okay.
You guys, he is
dreaming.
So sweet.
He's so sweet.
Like this is the guy that like every girl needs to be dating. Like he is sweet. He is honest. He's grounded.
I don't know if every girl needs to be dating him, considering he was just like, as long as me and you can keep hooking up, we don't have to put titles on this at all.
But he was saying, well, because she was saying like this can never happen, like, and he was saying like, well, if this is what never happening is, then that's fine with me. He was being cute about it.
That was cute. And can I mention the fact that she is the last lady virgin?
God, get it, girl.
Well, Ailey was, but
Ailey gone, right? So she's
Ailey.
Greer is the last lady virgin.
Yeah,
you go, Greer.
Yeah, she's someone to look up to.
Way to keep your V card. Very proud of you.
Well, she's
Didn't
awesome.
give up to the pepper guy.
I love. Oh yeah, that pepper guy. Phil's a huge fan of the pepper guy.
You love the pepper guy?
I was.
You love Lord Castleroy?
I think he was hysterical.
Yeah.
No, because I understand his. They kind of cast them in terms of this weird look and things like that. But what? I'm gonna cut off your mic in a moment.
Aww.
Fahnia's just like laughing at Phil all night. I love Phil.
Hashtag kick Fahnia off. That was the 2 weeks that she was gone.
I'm so nervous for you, dude. Just kidding.
Anyway, because and then when they had their speech together, when she joins him and he was like, I was thinking about you, but it's so nice to have you in actuality, or whatever he says, and then saying, I respect kindness and all this. I thought it was a sweet moment, and I give Greer a lot of credit because I think overall she handled it quite well with him.
Yeah. Well, he caught on fire, which is awesome.
Oh, and the way that scene was written was hysterical. It was like a sitcom, and I loved it. But in like medieval, or not medieval, but in like these back in the day, it was so funny and it was so adorable, and the banter between them all, and even like slightly showing the chemistry between Lythe and Greer, but not too overbearing. And so then it did make sense then that like Lord Castleroy did pick up on that attraction, but it wasn't too overbearing. And I think Lord Castleroy is a genuinely nice guy. He's a nice guy who just really, he knows what Greer needs. He knows what he wants, and he's like, you know what? I just want to do the best by you. Yeah. And Greer is just like, still, no, sorry.
Because he mentioned to it, like, I dialed back on talking about peppers, like, because I noticed you didn't like it. So he's very attentive.
He's a winner. He's not Greer's winner, but he's a total winner.
Why doesn't Lola get with some peppercorn?
Oh, because peppercorn isn't fond of Lola?
Well, I don't
know.
One lady and yak. Lola has some slim pickings, okay? She just got to make a decision. Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers.
How crazy was it when Mary just was like, marry this guy who likes guys, or what? Like, it was basically,
or I'm going to tell Francis that you lied to him and that you're carrying his child.
Yeah, Mary, like, that was Mary being like, Queen Mary. That wasn't her being a friend.
She had a little Catherine come out of her in that moment.
Which is interesting because she's so concerned about lying and pretending. Like, that's what people in power have to do. They withhold information on a regular basis, sometimes not for good, but sometimes for the better good of their nation. So the hang up on that just really confused me, because that's what someone in power does. So get used to it.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do understand where she doesn't want to be lying to her husband.
Totally.
And to her friends. Like, I understand that, you know, there's certain people that are in her, like, inner circle that she wants to keep that very honest, open, like, conversation and relationship with. And so when she has to start lying in that sense, that's what really rubs her the wrong way, because she already has to lie and manipulate people as a queen. Because for her country and for her people.
That's how she lost Francis initially, was because she withheld the lie about you know, the prophecy and whatnot, and then eventually it came out because it just had to, but you know, at that point it was too late. And so, you know, I think ultimately she fears that and having another fiasco.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francis and Mary definitely need to work on communicating with each other clearly, not lying to one another, and being open about everything, because I think that that will lead to problems with them. You know, they both kind of have that leadership king queen mentality that can make two people butt heads, and I think that sometimes they're kind of looking for that jab, like, you talked to Bash, you don't believe me, you lied about this. Like, I don't even want that with them. Like, I just want them to talk everything out and just be happy.
Yeah, speaking of another person who lied to somebody in her inner circle this episode was Greer. Greer, like, pretended she did not know about Lythe getting the offer from Lord Peppercorn to come to Spain with him to train under one of his top people. And, you know, and I fully believe that she had no idea. And then when she went and talked to Lord Peppercorn and thanked him, I was just like, oh, that must have been so hard for her, because, you know, she got that letter from her parents basically saying, you know, we have an arranged marriage, we're sending him your way, so get ready. And, you know, she has this guy who she loves and who loves her. And she's like, well, I want to do good by him, and I want to make sure he's safe and he's, you know, going to be okay. But I can't have him here for me to, like, move on with my life and have this, you know, new part of my relation or my life. And so I think that was very noble of her, and it was very sweet of her. And even though she lied to him about it and did it kind of behind his back, I don't. It
would have hurt him so much to have to be like deliver them food and clean up after them, you know, with this new guy here. And so I think that what she did was amazing and shows that she actually truly loves this person.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want to be apart from him, but she did something that's going to completely better his life, send him away where he can move on, because she knows what she has to do. She doesn't have a choice anymore. Like, her parents were like, TikTok, done ticking and talking. Here he is.
Yeah, clock's up.
Yeah.
Here comes your new lover.
Ooh.
Which I can't wait. I cannot wait to find out who he is. I'm going to go, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go watch the Canadian trailer so I can see if they maybe show who he is, because we didn't get it in the U.S. trailer, unfortunately. They always withhold so many more secrets.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you guys want to touch on tonight? No? Phil in the booth? Anybody? Going once? Going twice?
This was, I mean, just in terms of the tone, this was definitely a steamy episode. We talked about the sexy, quote-unquote, episode, but this, just the way, especially it opened up, we took it to a whole new level.
This wasn't, it didn't feel like an overly dramatic episode. It just felt like it was getting a lot of information across and kind of moving a lot of different storylines, like one step further, like with serious kind of movements forward, not just like, you know, a little exposition. It was like, boom.
We didn't quite finish up with Bash, you know, him going into the forest. I really like where this is going, because then there's that shot, you know, like of the castle. You know, he has to make his return to find out some answers about this and whatnot. And he's kind of torn apart. What was it, a man or a creature? I forget, you know. And so I like that aspect of Bash.
Well, and he also wants to go back because he wants to protect his friends and his family that are back there. Like, I don't think it's absolutely selfless that he's going back there. It's not just to protect, like, to get rid of this guy. It's like to warn them as well of there's this creature out here, and if he can get in here, I'm sure he could get into the castle at some point.
Totally.
So let's.
And he knows that Olivia's in there now, so. He could go back.
That's right.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. Do you have any news and gossip for us?
I don't, but I do have something that I want to say really quick.
Say it.
This is just a quick PSA. I'm a humongous animal lover, and it just really upset me when they killed that innocent baby goat. And I just want to say to you guys, please, please don't ever harm any animals. Like, I want to cry. I hated that scene so much. And if you have the choice, please adopt. It's something that Phil and I are really passionate about. So please love and be kind to all animals and adopt. I can help you if you want to get more information on that.
Yeah, I just recently adopted a dog, so I would be
love
in full support of that. Adopt if you get a chance, because it will change your life for the better.
Woo!
No news and gossip today, right? That's predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, just to reiterate mine, I'm just going to go first to be done with it. Henry has syphilis. Henry is dying. He's going to die soon. And Francis, very soon, will become king. And this is not the last we've seen of Lythe. What I think he's going to do is I think he's going to go away and go do this whatever peppercorn thing. I think he's going to somehow raise in the ranks, get some type of money or whatever, and I think we're going to see him come back early next season or late or at the very end of this season being like, Greer, I've made money, like, or I got a title or something. I want to marry you now. And Greer's going to be like engaged to this other guy, and it's just going to be like, yay for a cliffhanger conflict before season 2. Love it.
I like that prediction.
Well, I'm
just gonna throw a new one out there so you can have it. I'm just gonna say that Francis is gonna find out about the baby.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. And again, I think that we're gonna see more of Olivia's affection towards I'll say it, Nostradamus.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm sorry.
Philip, can I call you Philip? Is that okay? Any predictions from you, sir?
Well, we see the big thing is Francis underwater.
Yeah.
Next week,
Falls
so
in the ice.
and the reuniting of Bash and Francis. So we'll see how that goes over because now Bash has got to save Francis. So we'll see. And I think Clarissa in some weird way is involved
with the Dark One.
Ooh, they probably teamed up.
I agree.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well then.
Teamed up. But man, being Francis underwater, that was really scary. I think drowning has to be the worst way to go.
Like, well, while Phil plays this out, where can we find all of you ladies while we wait till next week?
You can find me on Instagram at Meagan Medick or on Twitter at the Bow Wow Gal. Tweet me there so I can help you adopt a dog.
Oh, I will tweet you there. I'm Fahnia Thomas, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fahnia Thomas.
Phil?
Bash? How about Bash? Is Bash there?
Follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all that. I'm more enjoying the song.
This is a great thing. I sang this for the talent show when I was in 2nd grade. It was great. Before I tell you where you can find me, I just want to give out a shout out to the crew, the writers, the director, everybody that's involved with Reign, because we really love it. I know the fans out there really love it too, and you guys work so hard, and you're keeping us so interested and like loving it even more every episode. So thank you for all your hard work. Amen. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KeetinM33. Thanks for watching. Thanks.
Yay.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Nice timing on that, Phil.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.